All right, welcome to the studio. I'm just going to be doing a portrait here of George Costanza. I actually just started watching Seinfeld for the first time. I know I'm like 20, 30 years behind. Just got it on a linen panel here. It's a Centurion linen panel, 9 by 12. Put a wash of burnt sienna and ultramarine blue, wiped it with a paper towel. Actually, no, not burnt sienna and ultramarine blue. That's what I do for landscapes. This is actually ivory black and yellow ochre. And I got my palette, got ivory black, ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, burnt sienna, cadmium red, yellow ochre, cadmium lemon, and titanium white. I probably will not be using all these colors, just so you know. It's got some Gamsol right here, which is paint thinner, no medium. It's going to be starting out with a number 4 brush, and I already got it drawn in. I used the Loomis head method to draw this in. You can kind of see the lines from the circle and everything. It's kind of my preferred way of drawing things in, but you can also use a grid. I've used a grid before. You can use a proportional divider to get key measurements. That's what I teach in my portrait course. All right, if you're new to the channel, then welcome to Paint Coach. My name is Chris Fornatero, and I help thousands of students every single month get better at oil painting through my online courses and tutorials. So let's just jump on in. And what I like to do is figure out an average color value for shadow. Just gonna tape that down. So right here, I look at that, it's gonna get some yellow ochre, which I probably should squeeze more out of. And at any point, if you have questions on what I'm doing, please put those questions in the comment section. I love seeing them. I try and answer them when I can, either in the comments or in a later video. So it's looking for something dark, but not too dark. Kind of something like that. I'm always stepping back. I'm just trying to see kind of big picture stuff. Not being afraid. Ooh, some dry paint there. Not being afraid of the paint. Also notice, you'll see me a lot, like put my brush on the canvas and not take it off until I cover the area I want to cover. Not worrying about losing my drawing. I'm really just wanting to focus on big, simple shapes here. Can't tell you how important it is. Like, look full arm's length away. It's going to help out a lot. Let's go to the light side here. Let's get some white, crimson, some yellow ochre. Get a touch of burnt sienna. Putting a little bit of paint thinner in there, still a little bit. Don't want too much. That's not bad. I'll take that. Get a little bit of that dark. I'm gonna pull a little bit more of that dark in there. Being very simple, and actually, it's kind of all I want to do for there. Down here, I feel like it gets a little bit darker. I'm gonna push a little yellow ochre, touch of cadmium red, little burnt sienna. Okay, now if you're watching me paint this and you're like, Chris, like, how you getting those skin colors? Like, I struggle mixing skin tones. I actually offer a free lesson on mixing skin tones. If you want to check that out, there's a link to it in the description of this video. Before I go down here, and like whenever I start painting an area, I try and think like, what's the darkest value I can get in there, because I want to be able to work dark to light. And right here is going to be a little darker. It's darker right there. Actually, if you hold on 1 second, I'm going to be referring to this a good amount. Like what I was just doing, like right here, this part. See, a lot of times in the face, it's going down, it ends up being a little bit darker. So it's always good to have this around to help remind you and help you see what's going on. I'm just still working big to small here. And so now I'm actually going to push a little white, a little crimson, kind of pushing it more of like a pinkish type color. Still like pulling in that previous color that I had. See how I like started here, and I went to this color, I went to this, they're all touching, and it's like this gradual shift. It's kind of way my brain's thinking as well. A lot of times I'll see, students' palettes and they'll just be like, pull here, pull there, pull a color, and it's just, there's no kind of like map of where they went. So seeing this kind of main highlight here, there's also one up here from a light that's hitting them kind of up above. I'm going to pull in some of that previous color value because I do see, right here's highlight, like lighter from the top of the brow bone, but it's not as bright. And I'm trying to kind of finesse. See, this kind of goes right there, this highlight there. But I'm just kind of getting a feel right now. Still just getting a feel, just like think of like taking notes. And now I see a similar thing happen with the cheeks here. I think push a little bit more crimson, a little yellow ochre. It's not going to be as bright, but definitely seeing almost like a little shelf that we have right there in our cheeks. But you can kind of already see form starting to happen. You can always kind of push paint together and get that transition. What happens up in here, you get some ivory black, white, and then some crimson. It's kind of like this purplish color. And with hair, if you ever heard me talk about hair, it's so important to like kind of pull it out from the skin tone because it's going to have that soft edge. Just kind of pulling it right into there. This hair kind of out like that. But I feel like I need to get some darks in. But first, before I leave that, I just want to kind of come back to here. Also down here, the chin, same thing's happening that's here. It's just not as strong. It's a good thing to always look out for because the light most of the time is going to come from above, like here. It's definitely coming from above. So like this highlight's going to be brighter than these, and these are going to be brighter than this. But it's still there. And it's actually going to be like this little part right here. So it's going to like communicate that. Oh, that's right there. See, now we can switch to some darks and like really get a lot darker. It's gonna kind of, oh, didn't mean to get that yellow ochre in there. Some ivory black and kind of red. Right here, see, it's definitely darker. Just gonna connect it to the shape down there. Push a little more black right here. Keep on hitting my brush on my little head here. I'm going to set it down over here. Oh, I got this dark one as well. This hair. It's not bad. All right, I think I'm ready to kind of move to a smaller brush. Just before I do, kind of work a little transition here from the hair to the skin. Kind of like a transitional from light to dark here and there. I see kind of like some warm reflected light here, which you see a lot of times in necks because they're picking up reflected light from the shirt. Or just warmth from the ground, you know, any light source coming from below. And also, you probably have noticed, like I'm painting very blocky. Like I'm like trying to block, like think of everything blocked out. I'm going to the nose, communicating this left plane, which is darker. Get some, I can make that like a little more pink. All right, moving down to a slightly smaller brush, number 2. And just mainly because I'm going to be trying to dial in like smaller, more specific shapes. Got this cast shadow. Right underneath here. On the start of the mouth. Can also use like the same kind of like highlight or this bridge of the nose. Sure, it's light enough. Something like that. Just kind of making sure edge of that is making sense. Eyebrows definitely higher. It's like up here. And see, now I can come back with some lighter skin that's around it. Kind of shape out where that eye is going to be. Push a little more red and get in. See, like right up here is like the ear. Just kind of hint at that. Figure out that placement. Feel like I need to start working this mouth a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just squint my eyes and just kind of block out the shape that I see. It's getting kind of a dark red. I have like a whole section in my basics of portrait painting course where I break down the mouth and kind of explain everything that's going on with lips and all that good stuff. There's so much going on with the mouth. It's probably like the hardest feature of a face to paint. There's a famous quote by John Singer Sargent. Said a portrait is a painting with something off about the mouth. I think that's how it went. I'm saying that wrong, quoting that wrong. Comment with the correct quote. Okay. That's right in there. It's like trying to figure out the exact placement of this mouth here. Yeah, it's a little further down. You see, I'm like drawing and building the mouth with just shapes. Now the bottom lip, it's always going to be lighter. Something like that. And I got see, I got this shadow underneath this lip. Definitely gonna have to be moving this chin down a bit. This chin's gonna come more like that. That to make a little more sense. Tuck right there. Really that a little too dark. Okay, let's develop these eyes a little bit more. And since we got this dark already in here, should be a matter of just kind of pulling lights out. Take hair. A little like reflected right there. Can't see much of the eyes in this photo. Just kind of like dark shape. It's kind of what you want to do, like how you want to think about it. It's just like a simple dark shape. It's not too bad. Over here, and there's like this shadow from the glasses. Up there. I feel like right here I could work a little bit. It's kind of like a in-between value almost. Kind of more like that. Bottom lip a little bit more. And putting the highlight in the lip, which is very important. God, kind of messed that up there. You also notice how much pushing and pulling is involved with this of like now I'm kind of cutting back on that lip, making it a little bit shorter. That. So this would be so let me know if you like. I don't do too many of these videos that are just me painting like this kind of in real time. If you like this style of video, let me know in the comments section and I'll try and do more of them. Just these studies. It's an interesting thing that happens as you paint, at least when I'm doing it, I feel like I tend to see ways I can simplify things more. Just try and make certain areas have less shapes. Here's a lot more red. Make the eyes a little bit bigger. Now I am kind of really bouncing around a lot. This comes down, kind of more straight down, and then angles. Do that a little bit more. Now, I kind of want to, I mean, this is just like a study. Like, you know, I'm not going to take this full, like, develop that the air for hours. But I do want to put the glasses in, but I want to make sure that I kind of happy with everything that's going to be underneath these glasses. 'Cause you don't have to like do it over again. Hope this isn't boring you. If you do like watching me paint, kind of explain, really like my Patreon, because I literally have like hundreds of videos doing this on there. Kind of explaining all this stuff. All right. I'm just gonna, let's just put these glasses on and then call it a lesson. You know, I really like, you know, I hope people do like this type of video, because I don't know, when I always like watching um instructors paint. I always liked that in my art classes, even though I only had one art instructor that actually did that. Um, I don't know. I just feel like it helps demystify the process. Yeah, no, this nose is so underdeveloped here, but whatever. All right, so I'm gonna start with just like the parts of the glasses that are dark. Let's get this angle. That a lot of times you don't need to paint all of the glasses. Some yellow ochre. You can kind of just like suggest them. I'll fill a mark there. This is just a little rigger brush. It's actually in my brush set from Rosemary & Co. If you want to check that out, there is a link. A link to my brush set, description of all my videos. These are just like right above that stipple here. All right, I'm gonna push some more yellow ochre, add red. See, I don't even need one right there. Maybe there. Now there are some other shadows. It's probably get in. That's also what helps sell it a lot. Got shadow kind of comes way down there. Yeah, just so you know, like I could keep going. Like I just kind of got pulled away from the glasses just now to like work this area of the mouth a bit. But yeah, I could do this a lot. I mean, I could keep sculpting the nose. But let's just finish up these glasses. It's like here. And then the glasses always kind of like distort the side of someone's face. So it's like a little gap right there. But I think that's about it. You know, simple study. I kind of mainly just wanted to show you the process, kind of watch how I build a painting, explain what I'm thinking about when I'm doing it. And honestly, like, if I was going to keep working on this, which I probably am, so if the thumbnail of this video looks different than this, is because I couldn't help myself and I kept working on it, is I'm really just going to be keep doing the same things that you saw me doing, just like just getting more and more specific. But I really feel like this way of working, it's just, I don't know, it's so enjoyable. Yeah, this isn't the only way to paint a portrait. And there's people out there that will like just paint the nose to completion, move on to the eye, paint that to completion. And you can do that. I personally like this way. I like painting like a sculptor. I think it's a lot of fun. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, again, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to see what I'm painting on a daily basis, you can follow me on Instagram at Forza43. I'm Chris Fornatero here telling you to go get painting.